YouTube. This is a bit of a different video, and this is on not allowing people to see you train. So training alone and training in silence. And there are different types of people, and I understand different strokes for different folks, but me personally, I'm not going to be out on the street allowing everybody to see me train if it is in my power to train in silence. If you really want to instigate change and you want to change the way you're perceived by people who might already know you, you don't want to have your transformation be in the public eye. A lot of people, they'll be using their phones and they'll be posting the journey and posting this and seeking validation. That is not how a masculine man trains and improves himself. Instead, it's either you go in your cave and you train in silence, diligently, quietly, don't go online, don't talk about yourself, and then you emerge and you don't need to talk. Your energy does the talking for you, even through the phone. You have conversations with people, they can feel it. Energy can't necessarily be felt through a screen, but can certainly, people have an understanding just from your diction, the way that you are talking about things. And this reminds me of anime, which I used to watch very religiously, actually, growing up and as a younger man. And Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite animes of all time, the whole Dragon Ball series. But basically, whenever there was a really tough opponent, they had the hyperbolic time chamber. And they went into the hyperbolic time chamber, and you have to understand that this is very important, because this is how they were able to develop and train and get better in a shorter amount of time. Of course, the hyperbolic time chamber had its own dimension and things like that, and time differences. But you have to understand, when they went into the hyperbolic time chamber, it was either they went alone, or they went with another man, or they went with someone else to just train and to just focus. And in the hyperbolic time chamber, they had food, and it was just focused on training. That was it. And that's what you have to understand. There was no women, there was no distractions, there was no sex, there was no parties, there was no music. And this is what you have to do if you really want to get better. Throughout the month of July, I did my very best to go the whole month without listening to music, because music is secular for the most part. Of course, I understand for the most part, you are not getting much benefit from it, but it's incredibly difficult. And I failed in the month of July. I'll try again a different month. I failed in the month of July to go the whole month without listening to music directly through my own earphones, especially because I was training in the gym a lot. It makes things easier. So if you can fight through that and go through it, it's going to make your discipline, and it's going to make you even stronger, because you can go on your run and you don't have to have music, because music's not always going to be there. So I definitely am with that argument. And the same with running. So I like to run. I'm a sprinter, but I actually like to run, just cardio aerobic exercise. But one thing that I cannot do is I cannot run outside in broad daylight in the middle of the day, running and letting everybody will see that I'm running. People know that's not what I do. And I still won't even do it at nighttime, at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., where it's dark, even though I feel it's better, because people are still out on the street, people can see me. If I'm going to run outside, it's going to be in the very, very early hours of the morning, namely 5 a.m. when it's still dark. So if you saw that guy running, he was running at 5 a.m. in the fucking morning. That nigga's cold. Like, I don't want to be seen. When I go out when I'm training, if I'm in the gym, I don't need people there. I can be in the gym alone with no music, training. It's very, very, again, that's another thing. Even when I'm doing martial arts training, ideally, I don't want to be seen. So if I am going to be seen, at least it's going to be at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. If you get me, if you get what I'm trying to say here, it's a very, very different thing from a guy showing off, punching a heavy bag, or doing some martial arts at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I'm training at 5 a.m. in the morning and he's sleeping. So I don't want my competitors to see my move. And in the darks, things are a little bit different if you're trying to observe somebody in the dark, even if there are lights on. If you've ever seen someone running at night, you notice that they look a lot quicker, they look a lot sharper. So this is just a short video to say, listen, if you want to grow, whether it's physical training, financial growth, financial training, whatever you want to call it, is often always better to do it in silence and then let the results speak when you come out.